Hey everyone, this is Lori Forster with Cherokee County Water and Sewage Authority. I'm here today to talk to you about pharmaceuticals and wastewater. We're using our water, wastewater, and Viruscape to demonstrate this, and this is going to be part one of the video, and then we're going to have part two with this separate portion. But we're going to focus on just the pharmaceuticals in the wastewater part. And so let's first talk about how those pharmaceuticals get into our toilets. Now there's two different ways that this happens. The first way is basically having pharmaceuticals left over in a bottle that either they've expired or they just change your medication, or a loved one passes away and you have all this medication left over. Historically, people have flushed this down the toilet. It's an easy, fast way of getting rid of this medication, and you just never see it again. What should happen to that medication now is it should go to a pharmaceutical drop box. We are lucky in Cherokee County to have 3 of them. They're at the police stations: City of Holly Springs, City of Woodstock, and City of Canton. You can drop your medications off at any point in time. They do have some limitations of no liquids, but if you have heart medication or anything like that that's in a bottle, you just take your information off of the bottle, use a Sharpie marker, you drop it in there, no questions asked, they don't say anything to you, and they take care of that so that it does not get into our water system. They typically use an incinerator to get rid of that medication. So that's what you should do with any leftover medication that you have. The second way that pharmaceuticals get into our wastewater is when they pass through our body. So many of us take medications that on a daily basis. Now, some of those medications, what they do is before they even gets out of our body, they break down. Our body uses all of that up, and all of that is mitigated. Other medications such as antidepressants or antibiotics, those things, sometimes those don't break down. And when you use the restroom, what happens is those things actually are part of your waste and they go down the toilet. So in this example, what's happening is I'm going to go ahead and add waste to our gigantic toilet that's in the city. This toilet is supposed to represent all the toilets in the city. So that's why it's so large. Then we're going to talk about the suburban houses. So we're going to put some waste in the suburban houses and in the factory. And this represents all the factories that are in Cherokee County. So we're going to lift this road up, and we're kind of see what's happening underneath. And so you see the colorful sprinkles that we have representing pharmaceuticals that are ending up in our waste stream that's going directly to our wastewater treatment plant. Now at our wastewater treatment plant, I'm going to go ahead and take that lid off so you can kind of see what's going on there. There's a lot of processes, and if you watch our other video, it walks you through everything that happens at the wastewater treatment plant. But the main point in this video we're going to talk about is the fact that only a small percentage of wastewater treatment plants in the United States have the technology to remove pharmaceuticals. So as of right now, there's so many wastewater treatment plants, after the water goes through the process, trace amounts of pharmaceuticals are being discharged into local waterways. Now this is just trace amounts, and trace amounts that have not shown impact on humans, but this is something that they're looking at closely. Just in January of this year, there was a study that came out in Science News that was published by the University of Buffalo, and they looked at 7 different wastewater treatment plants within the eastern United States, and they compared different studies, ways of removal to remove pharmaceuticals, which they looked at granulated activated carbon and ozonation. And they were looking at those removing 95% of those things such as antidepressants and antibiotics. So it is very much something that they're actively looking at, and in the future you will see those wastewater treatment plants treating those, and that's what they're working on technology as it is. As of right now, it is just something that's on the horizon, but it's something we are always thinking about. And the trace amounts have not shown to harm humans. They're doing studies on the effects in the waterways as well. And so this is something that we're going to be thinking about for a long time coming. To help prevent excess prescriptions in the waterways that go into our wastewater treatment plant, first thing you can do is definitely anything that's not used up, please take to these drug drop-off boxes and tell everybody you know, because that's very, very important. There's a lot of excess prescription drugs out there from nursing homes and hospitals and pharmacies in our homes that need to be disposed of properly. We are going to talk a little further about prescription drugs in the waterways in our next video, so please watch that, and if you have any questions you can always reach out to the Water Authority and we will answer those questions. Thank you so much.